The Uganda we want. So mu Uganda gye twagala mu lutalo luno olw'okulwanyisa obulabbayo obukenuzi nze kyempita obuvundu. Munna Uganda alina okuba nga yeenyigiramu.
Ffenna twenyigire mu lutalo.
Ate abalala tebasomye kuzimba wabula bayize okuzimba.
Uganda gye twagala okulaba ng'enguudo zonna nkole nungi, public transport nga weeri.
Kati eno gavumenti eriwo erina akabonero ka Lucifer. Buli kyotunulako mu Uganda kiriko oxygen. Either babika amawulire malungi oba mawulire mabi. Minisita teyeetagisa kabangali budde buno zaki.
At this time, why should somebody import furniture from outside Uganda? Let us leave NRM to be in charge for another 36 years or more.
I really want to see a Uganda that believes in the rule of law. If you have a constitution in place, follow it to the letter. Don't change laws just because you want them to favor you.
Kuba njagala omanye nti obugagga bwonna Uganda bwe yeeyagaliramu buyita waffe ku ttaka lyaffe. Naye busoga mugidibaze.
How can a referral hospital refer you to a private clinic? The Uganda we want buli muntu ateekwa okumanya nti I am a stakeholder, nkwatibwako si kwesuulirayo gwa naggamba.
Uganda oyinza okukakana nga mwe mulina ba graduates aba university nga bangi okusinga Ebungereza. Mwe mufokasinga nnyo ku degree. Eri bo bafokasinga nnyo nti byensomye mbijeemu omulimu n'enkola.
We are dreaming of a Uganda where at a young age there is such a relationship between parent and son, parent and daughter, where the daughter can say this is what I want.
Uganda gye twagala empya tesobola kubeerawo nga tewali mateeka. Amateeka agakola.
The Uganda we want. This is the Uganda we want. In this program, we host people who share their perspective on the kind of Uganda that they would love to see. And of course, we ask them to provide solutions to issues that have to be dealt with so that we can all enjoy the kind of Uganda you and I envision. And today, I am so honored to host the leaders from the FDC, Forum for Democratic Change Youth League. I want you to hear from them. They have got a Uganda they would love to see, and of course, as they are sharing with us, as I always encourage you, don't just listen, but after listening, what they say, and you think it can build our nation, just go and do it. I encourage you to just go and do it. We, in the past, as a country, we are, I think, 60 years old now, ever since the white man left, tried to say, okay, now you are independent, because I think we need to work something out so that we are really fully independent. But ever since that white man said, okay, now Uganda, you're independent, some people have been talking and talking and talking. When it comes to the doing is not there. And we are so grateful for the management of Dream TV and Impact Media Consortium to have such an idea through the director, Dr. Joseph Serwada, to have such a program where we can have people come on the table. Let us talk. Let us have a dialogue. Let us have a constructive conversation about our nation, Uganda. And I'm so delighted. In the studio, I am joined by the chairman of the FDC, the FDC National Youth League chairman, Mr. Adepo Francis. I'm so glad to have you on the show today. Could you please greet our viewers?
Yeah, nice to have you too, and to the rest of our viewers wherever they are. And like you have stated, I also want to take this particular time to appreciate the proprietor of this television for bringing it here to Ugandans and the rest of the world, that we can come on such a space and speak to millions of people out there and try to make an impact as per the objective of this particular program. Adepo Francis is my name, like you have introduced. It is better to re-echo it. I'm the National Youth Chairperson of the FDC party. That is the long leading opposition political party in this country, and the one that has really struggled to liberate this country for the rest of the 20 years. And I do just want to say, all the people that are listening in, those that are watching, we are here to digest matters of national importance. I've moved with the team. As the moderator, you're going to introduce the team. But I'm much more glad to be in the studio. I think Dream TV is a very nice studio. When I see the rest of the TVs that maybe I've tried to visit, Dream TV has the best studio. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your comment on our studio, and what you see right now is beyond just what you see, even content-wise.
Yeah.
Even content-wise. We are okay, and we are so grateful for the team that works alongside with our presiding apostle, Dr. Jusrada, to make sure that our viewers get what they have, what they need, not what they want. It's not easy, but he has struggled to make sure that Ugandans get the content they need. Not what they want.
The situation is not all that good when in regards to the current governance, but regardless, you have maintained the status quo, and we really do thank God for that.
Thank you so much. And next in the studio is a lady, and she's in the middle, as it should be. She is the FDC National Youth League Treasurer. Wow. Please don't ask me. She hasn't given me any money. But she's with us, Miss Alupo Mercy Marion, AMM. You know, we have AAA. Now, today in the show, I have AMM. You're welcome to the show. And could you please greet our viewers?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. A very good evening, our viewers. Once again, my name is Alupo Mercy Marion, and I am the National Youth League Treasurer for the FDC, which is only located at Najana Nkumbi. And I am also the Woman Member of Parliament, Bukedia, come 2026. Before we get into the show deeper, I want to send regards to all the young ladies in the political spaces. I also want to applaud all the ladies that were arrested during the march to Parliament. This symbolizes the superiority of women in politics and the thirst that we have to have a better Uganda. So I want to appreciate all of them and say kudos to all of them. I would also want to send regards to my people of Bukedia, and because I am here representing them, and I am really going to do to their satisfaction.
Wow. It's good to have you as well on the show, the Uganda Want on Dream TV tonight. And my last guest is the FDC Regional Youth Delegate from Western Uganda. Because if you say from the West and then you look at his color, you may ask many questions. But when I say Western Uganda, I think you can understand that very well. The botanical name, I'll leave it out. I'll only say the English name, Manful. It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. My name, as you've said, Manful Adepo. I'm a member of the National Executive Committee of the Youth League of FDC as a regional delegate. I come from Rukunjiri district. And on the same note, I would like to first and foremost, as a sportsman, congratulate Uganda Cranes. Before coming to the studios, I got some news that we had won the match.
I've been there.
2-0.
Yeah.
Goals from Kayondo and Semugabi. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Kayondo and Semugabi. And I like the assist of Alan Okero, the young boy. Yeah, from Chibuli. He's good.
As a statesman, we are still mourning. We lost a very young lady last week, Rebecca Cheptegei, from Kenya over bans, petrol bans. I condole with all the Ugandans over her loss, and I pray her family gets justice. And lastly, still as a sportsman, I want to congratulate Chitunga Cranes League. That is the league that brings together all the boys of Muntuyela High School, Chitunga, Rwashamire, and Tungamu, upon finishing their season 7 successfully. And I congratulate Omut FC for winning the season. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our viewers, in case you want to join us, you can send us a text message or an SMS on 0787 125057. I'll be able to read out the message that you'll send. These people are here to share with us the kind of Uganda that they envision. And as you have seen and heard, these are very vibrant youth. They are ready. In public relations, I use the word vibration. They are ready to cause the vibration of change to our country, and they can't do it alone. We have to join them in this thing. Mu kintu kino tulina okwebeereramu ne tuba nabo tusobole okukigusa. Bwe tunaabaleka bokka kiyinza okugaana. So that's why they are here. Now the rest of the minutes that they have with me, please listen to them. Let us hear what they have to say on the kind of Uganda that they envision. Mr. Manful, let me come back to you. Let me start with you actually. Do you think youth in your party, that is FDC, have the adequate capacity to lead this country?
Thank you so much. I will say yes, because youth in the FDC over time have demonstrated leadership, have demonstrated creativity, innovation. So I say yes, the youth in the FDC are ready to lead this country. Even without going any further, I don't think you can doubt our capacity, the three of us, if given this nation. Meaning, over time, the FDC has produced potential leaders as youth who have emerged from the youth leagues. And to date, there is evidence of that. If I may maybe give you an example or examples of recent, the FDC launched an online membership registration. That is a system through innovation that was where the youth were behind the creation of it. So it means the FDC is producing cream that is ready to take up the leadership of this country. If I may give you more examples, over time, we have seen great leaders come from the FDC, including members of parliament. If I can give you examples, those that are still even serving in the 11th parliament, we have comrades like Honorable Anna Deke, the woman MP for Soroti District. We have the Honorable Joanna Robo, Soroti City, woman MP. We have Kitugu Municipality MP. We have Honorable Nyanjura Dorin. All those are the people that have come up from the youth leagues. They started leadership as youth, and up to now are serving. Some are still youth. So I believe and I confirm that the FDC has the cream youth that can take the leadership of this country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Chairman, I want to come to you.
Yeah.
And I want to know, as the chairman of the FDC Youth League, do you have sufficient engagement with those above you in order to give divergent views from what they hold? Because as he says, he has mentioned some of the people that have emerged from the Youth League. And yes, we can notice what they are doing in their service to the country. But I think there could be something that has to be worked out so that at least we can have more.
Yeah, well, thank you. Now, when it comes to the FDC in particular, I want to tell the country that we don't restrict ourselves in our circles as specifically youth. And our connection or our engagement with the rest of the world is not specifically about us as the younger people. We do believe that whatever we do should be something that has been learned or picked from the experience that we have seen doing great things happen. Actually, like for instance, this particular week, actually, the whole country is mourning the former youth MP, the former youth minister, state minister for youth, who is Honorable Mateke. We, the Youth League of the party, even had an opportunity to interact with her, and most of us have been very great friends to her, very close, not because of other issues, but because we feel something should be learned from such great leaders. So as FDC youth, we have a very regular engagement with our leaders, right from the president, the secretary general, the spokesperson of the party, so that we can learn more and discuss prior to what the younger people are supposed to do. We have established very different platforms through which we even exchange ideas, even when we have not met. I want to tell you that for us in the FDC Youth League, we have created a platform whereby we even talk to our leaders online, on webinar meetings, on Google, on Zoom meetings, on Google Meets, and we share ideas on how best do we build ourselves. Recently, we had a 2 weeks trip in Mbale. We had a trip there where we met very senior leaders of the party, senior leaders who have shared their stories on how they started their youthful age in politics, giving us that experience, and we learn from it so that we can grow deeper in it and expand our territories in the political space of this country, which is very dynamic. So, to going direct to your question, well, we have a very well-structured system, a very well-organized system, both formally and informally, that we can talk to our leaders, and we feel really that space is growing us, and we are moving in the right direction with our party leaders.
Okay, thank you so much. Additionally, maybe let me go straight to Mercy. In line with what our chairman is saying, are there mentorship opportunities within your party for young people to learn, especially from the forerunners in this political journey? Do you have mentorship opportunities for young learners?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Yes, in the FDC, we have so many programs and opportunities for the young people. And these opportunities have actually expanded our mindset. We've gotten to learn community engagement, public relations, because of what we learned from our elders. And when we talk about the FDC, some of these programs actually enable us get paired with our senior leaders. So that is more of mentorship. If I have, personally, I would want to give an example. Honorable Nsivambi.
Professor.
Yes, Professor Nsivambi has mentored me in so many occasions, and he's one person that I'm like, yeah, I should learn something from him. You know, despite his age, there are so many lessons to be picked from him. And on top of that, the party has also created a platform for ladies. For us, the young ladies who are in these spaces, we've gotten so many opportunities to learn from our forerunners in the mainstream. For example, I'll give an example of Honorable Alupo. She's one figure that has really, that you know, when we talk about service beyond self, she's a true definition of that. So I believe that FDC that we believe in and subscribe to is one that has so many opportunities, and it has really provided for us at all without any costs attached to it, but because it is grooming us to become better leaders and better citizens of the country at large.
Okay, well, that's good if what you're telling me, you people, is true. That is good. Now,
actually, I think before you leave that point,
yes,
she has not cited to you that really, because these are very interesting things for our fellow young people to understand. In the FDC, we have even an academy that is specifically to train the young people. So
you have also training academy.
So it is called the Leadership Academy. This Leadership Academy. This academy is not specifically for just maybe by the name, the name academy. It is a very functional institution that trains the younger people on how to engage in politics, on how to behave in politics, on how to grow and become very serious politicians of this country. So we hope that this Leadership Academy is doing great in our party, and it is even attracting more other people, more other younger people who are not part of FDC to come and join us, because it is not everywhere. When someone,
do you welcome them?
Of course, that's what we always do. Recently, I was at Kelnon Hotel in Mengo. I welcomed over 60 younger people that came to the FDC simply because of such innovations and great opportunities we have. Because you cannot have politicians who are not trained. We need trainings, for example, in public speaking, campaign engagements, interaction with the public. So all this is found at the FDC, and we hope that when this school grows, really the future and the generation of the party is going to stay.
Yeah, so Mercy, do you really think that in our country today, we have many political players who are not trained?
Well, that is a scientific question, but I would say, whereas as much as we have different leaders, youth leaders, in parliament, in civil societies, we have young people literally everywhere. At least there is a young person. However, I believe there is a lot that has to be done to raise a generation of more qualified, I would say, leaders. Because you find today in our politics, you find that a person becomes a successful leader basically because of technical know-how. You find that some people are leaders wherever they are simply because they know someone there. Okay, that is the technical know-how. But when we talk about the qualities of a true leader, qualities of a good leader, most of these people lack them. Most of our young people lack these qualities because they didn't get the opportunity to get that training. So I would really say the country at large needs to do a lot. The FDC alone cannot do it. Whereas the FDC will try its level best to mentor people, to teach them qualities of a good leader. But if I don't want to talk about any party here, but if a colleague in the struggle, a party in the struggle is not doing what the FDC is doing, you'll find that we shall have more knowledgeable people, but when it comes to implementation, you find there are some gaps that are there. So simply because many people do not have the leadership training.
Yeah, philosophically, you have answered my question.
Yeah.
Let me bring back the microphone to you before I go to Manful.
Yeah.
What is the youth policy within the FDC, and does it feature in the Uganda you want as its youth chairman?
Yeah, well, first of all, the Uganda we want. What is the Uganda we want?
And the rest of the guys will be able to come in case you leave out something.
As the younger people, as the people of this country, that for the generation we are building, we want the Uganda that has very good governance. We want a Uganda that has very good social and competent social justice for everyone. We want a Uganda that has equal opportunities for each and every Ugandan, that stays here, and those even that leave the country. We want a Uganda that recognizes and honors regional and international corporations.
That is the FDC youth policy.
No. I'm talking about the Uganda we want.
Okay.
So that is generally the Uganda we want. But now, we cannot have that Uganda when we have not built up the different policies as per different sectors or sections of the people that we do have. So in the FDC, we have categorized even the leadership under different affirmatives. We have the Youth League, we have the Women League, we have the Disability, and we have the Mainstream. So these three affirmatives, each has a very different and a comprehensive policy that governs these affirmatives. Now, when you come to the youth, for us, the youth, we say we want to promote the interest of the younger people under the following. Number one, we look at socio-economic empowerment.
Socio-economic empowerment.
Socio-economic empowerment. You cannot have a well-established society when the younger people are living in poverty, when the younger people are beggars on streets, when the younger people are putting on very great suits, but they are begging secretly. I don't know whether you understand what I'm talking about. Someone who is pretending as if is well, but is not well at all. So we have a policy that really wants to transform the economic engagements of these younger people, so that the youth, wherever they are, they can sustain themselves economically. They have something to eat in the pocket. A younger person can also go in the cafe Javas and take a tea of 20,000. A younger person
without complaining
that is
Mike 20 years.
We want to have the youth system that is really encouraging them. Of course, this is through having them generating projects for them that bring money in their pockets, having equal opportunities for when it comes to job opportunities, having all that. Now, too, we also look at education system. Our policy talks about equal access to good education for all the younger people. For us, when it comes to the youth, to the education system, we say that all the younger people must access good education. We also talk about health. Health should not be discriminatory. That when it comes to the younger people, we should have all equal access to the health facilities. We also talk about the decision-making processes. Either in non-government organizations or in government organizations, we advocate for equal representation and access to decision-making bodies. That's why when it comes in the FDC, right from the village level, there is a structure for the youth. When you come to the parish level, there is a structure for the youth until the national level. And there is no any decision-making structure of the party where the youth representation doesn't surface. Even in the top management decision, the top management of the party, the younger people's voice is represented there. And I myself, I sit on that body of the management. I sit on the National Executive Committee of the party. So we try to make sure that all the younger people, the voices are surfaced in the decision making of any step that is going forward. So this is one of the policies in the FDC Youth League. And then maybe lastly, we also talk about equal participation and representation in the political spaces and in the politics of this country and all other engagements. We want to have a Uganda that the youth cannot be discriminated, the youth cannot be sent off when it comes to any discussion, but of course in a respectful way. That's basically what we want to look at.
Yeah, Mr. Manful, is your chairman trying to tell us that right now youths in this country are getting and receiving poor education? They are not getting good health, they don't have good health facilities and so on, as he has said. Are you also in agreement that that's where we are as a country? And if you say yes, then how can that be changed? Now, let me, you two handle the how. How can we achieve that?
Okay, thank you so much. And like the chairman has said, the youth have failed to access good education and health care. Before I move any further, even today at Chambogo University, students went for a peaceful demonstration, and they were against the tuition increment. This has happened at most of the public universities, including Makerere University, where they had a 15% tuition increment, which I'm proud that I raised my voice to stop it, regardless. So that is how bad the regime has pushed us to the wall as the youth. If you find that you can't afford good education from good universities, public universities, then you are denying us a chance to get skills, more skills from those good institutions of higher learning by hiking up the prices, not only the tuition, but even prices of accommodation. You will find that most of the hostels around these public universities are owned by these people in the government. And every now and again, they increase the prices of accommodation. When you get the tuition added on to accommodation and meals, you find that approximately each student in a public university goes up to 1.5 per semester. That is a lot of money in a country where the economic status is low. When we talk about our parents who had deep down in our districts, raising 2 million is not for every family or for every parent. So that is a denial of good education.
Yeah, Mercy, I can now see that you're passionately talking about these issues that young people in the country are facing. Manful and the chairman, they're saying, okay, the regime is bad. Now, as Mercy, if the regime is bad, what can be done to that regime?
Well, as a young person, I would want to first begin by saying that the first solution to everything is always sensitization. We actually need to sensitize more of our young people, because most of our young people in our age bracket are people that are actually happy with certain wrongdoings. Nowadays in Uganda, wrong things actually appear good. Simply because if I say, for instance, I am in support of let's say the FDC. I don't want to use individuals, but you find that we are in an era or a generation where people are blind to the wrong things simply because of their addiction to their political parties. So you'll find that the current regime that is, okay, the NRM, I would want to be so bold. The NRM is doing so many wrong things that are oppressing the young people. But you find that because of the high levels of intimidation, the high levels of poverty, the high levels of what, you find that people are surviving on handouts. So if I am getting a handout directly from Mr. Adepo, it is very hard for me to speak against him. Maybe because I am ignorant that I actually have greater capability to do something for myself. So we actually need to sensitize our young people out there that, hey, look here, much as we are surviving on the handouts, we actually ought to change the talk. So after we've sensitized them, we need to reach out to them and also educate them on what they ought to do. Some people don't know their rights, actually, even in Uganda. Some of our young people don't know what their rights are. So we need to go deep into that, and after we've sensitized, they need to know their rights. And then we also show them the way. As leaders, we need to show them the way. Recently we had the march to parliament. That is the extent to which people have been squeezed to the wall. You get? If we have tried voting, because you know they'll tell you the constitution says the only mandate you have, your only voice is casting your vote. But even after we've casted our votes, I want to give an example of Bukedia. Even after people have casted their votes, at the end of the day, they'll tell you the government has said this is the person who is going.
The government saying so?
Yes. That is according to what the armed people say. I'm just giving an example of what happens in Bukedia. So besides that, you'll also have this this narrative of people saying they are coming unopposed. Where are young people to take up these positions? We have all that it takes to take up these positions. Actually, I want, as I'm speaking today, there are many people that are listening. For us, the young people of Bukedia, we have decided that we're actually going to do the unthinkable. People say there is unopposed. For us, we are saying no. We know our democratic rights. We've been open-minded. We have been sensitized. We know what we can do as young people. So we are coming to take up these positions. Let there be democracy in Uganda. Because leave alone the FDC, but even the NRM, I'm pretty sure that among the things they advocate for, there is democracy. So in a generation like this where we have no democracy, we as young people are saying that no, enough is enough. We are going to go and change the status quo. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mas. Unless the chairman has something to add on, but it seems that you have tried to do something, but still, it's not yielding to some good fruits. It's like you're just putting us there.
No, like the treasurer said it all. Because what we need now is change in this country. Because all these problems we are talking about, the really problem causer is the regime, which is current. And we have tried all avenues of unseating the regime. We have tried the elections, and you know what happens in the election. It is a very big story again to talk about.
No, what I know is what the law, the justice.
In some constituencies, you go in the election when the winner is already known. Like we are going for 2026, but already the processes have already started happening. So elections, we cannot talk about it. We thought of maybe going in the bush, but really going in the bush, going in the bush again.
So you mean if youths rather than they say now we are heading into the bush, you cannot put down this regime?
No, for us we say going in the bush is an ancient thinking. It is really out of our. It is not maybe manageable by this generation. But if it comes to the worst, maybe we shall think about it. But election has failed. The bush, we have not really given it another trial, but even
the forest are even cut down.
The forest is Then three, we had thought of demonstrations. But you know, even when you post a tweet here that tomorrow you are going to do, you will see even all the members from Nakasongola will come to Kampala and try to guard the road. The other day I was going home across Mavira Forest when we just announced, the youth just announced a peaceful march to Parliament. Peaceful march to Parliament. I even reached in Ajembe when I'm going to Jinja. There was a roadblock there. To access, they check, and they even check behind the socks as if you are going for a flight. So demonstrations are highly protected here. The regime is very fearful and they will do whatever they can to stop you. Now, if these three things have failed,
what next?
What next?
That's my question.
For us, this calling, as we are going to 2021, 2026, we have got a solution to maybe it is going to help us. Let us avail ourselves for elections with a very serious force, with a very serious guard of what we are going to do. Now, let us have members of parliament in the House who are opposition. Alupo Mase comes from Bukedea as a woman MP, and you know the person she's going to unseat. It's not everyone's cup of tea to talk about when it goes to an election. But she has decided, together with her base, they are going to unseat. All the younger people outside there should decide and say, we are going to parliament. We are the majority. The current statistics showed us we are 78%. Let us go and vote, keep at the polling station, however much they come with a lot of tear gas and what, we remain there until they announce our person we have voted. We come to the House when opposition is the majority. We can even censor Mr. Museveni from parliament.
When you're the majority.
We impeach him from there.
Okay, yeah, so Manful, Uganda's youth have been accused of being disorganized, okay, ill-equipped to handle Uganda's prevailing challenges. What could be your take on this?
Thank you so much. It is my singular honor that I'm speaking about the youth at a time when I hope, or when I'm planning to contest to represent the youth in the 12th Parliament, representing the youth of Western Uganda. I don't agree with the statement that the youth are disorganized.
Are you not disorganized?
No, we are not. However, as the youth towards making a positive change in our country, Uganda, we have had a quite number of challenges, of which some of the challenges have been imposed deliberately by the regime onto us. If I may give you an example, the youth entities, including the National Youth Council, the Uganda National Students Association, have been killed deliberately. The leadership of all those entities, youth entities, no longer serve the youth. They serve the ruling government, the regime. So that's how bad the regime is, and that's how it is trying to push us onto the world as the youth. And secondly, many of the challenges, as we have talked about, education, failure to access, those are all deliberate moves because the country has the resources to work upon such. Of recent and up to now, you know that corruption in Uganda is at its peak. I want actually to put it to the attention of the viewers that if we hear about millions, billions being swindled by these people in the regime or in positions, I want to do a quick mathematics. 1 billion can take someone for 28 years, spending 100,000 shillings every day. You keep at your home for 28 years, spending 100,000 Uganda shillings. Which family in Uganda spends that money? How many families spend that money? So this is the money that would have helped the youth. Billions. We have seen money, billions of shillings being swindled. If I may give you examples of the monies that have been swindled but not brought back to the treasury. Maybe I will start from the early 2000s, where we had the Global Fund issue that was around the Ministry of Health. By then, that was headed by General Jim Muhwezi and his deputies, Captain Mike Mukura and Dr. Alex Kamugisha. That money, the case, we don't know how the case ended. If I can give you an example of the Chogam, the saga, which included the then deputy president or vice president, Honorable Bukenya. If I can give you another example of the Katosi Mukono Road, which was under the Ministry of Works and Transport, by then led by Honorable Byandara, over 20 billion shillings were given to a non-existing company to do Mukono Katosi Road. So all those are huge sums of money that have been swindled, which would have maybe helped in starting up the skilling hubs for the youth to be mentored and to have more knowledge.
Well, I will make a request to the management so that we can have you back here and you share more. And I'm just going to give you each a minute to just summarize the kind of Uganda that you want to see. And probably next time we will see if the management will give us more time. But there's a message here. I just want to read it for you. It's from Duncan Baker. He says, I wouldn't advise any mentorship from those who join politics for more than 10 years. I mean those in political positions, because they are inclusive of those sabotaging the development and growth of the country. Why? For long time ago, we were in the meeting at Kampala Parents as Pakasa, and I gave an opinion that change and transfers in the public servants, where every public servant would serve for a period not beyond 2 terms, and this could help our country to overcome the unemployment syndrome and income inequality. So that's a message from one of our viewers.
Yeah, good message.
There are many that they are appreciating you. I couldn't read them over because of time. Ladies first. Just in 1 minute, because we are heading into another program. But I'm sure the management will give us more time to come and you talk about more issues. Sign out.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you so much, the management of Dream TV. Thank you so much, all our viewers. I hope that what we have communicated here at least is a leaf for a young person out there. I hope that we've spoken to you in one way or the other. And I welcome you all. To those that do not subscribe to the FDC, I welcome you all to the FDC. Our hearts are so open to receive you and shape us into a better Uganda, a Uganda that is for democracy, a Uganda that is for peace, that is for unity and healthy competition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Man, you have 30 seconds.
Thank you so much. In conclusion, Uganda I want is a Uganda where human rights are protected and respected. As the youth, we have lost some of these rights. If I may, maybe you add me 30 seconds. If I may speak about the 1995 Constitution, which was giving us liberty to do demonstrations and assemble in case there is need for something to change, or in case we have a petition over something. But that has been gotten from us through the introduction of the POMA.
You get more time to elaborate more on the chairman.
When you have a boil, and you over squeeze it, blood comes out. The younger people of this country, this regime has squeezed them to the wall. Our blood has been coming out secretly. But time is going to come, it is going to spill out. However much the barracks has come on different streets to be uncontrollable. So I want just to call upon the younger people of this country. Now let us not give up. Our efforts is going to reach a time and we will speak to the volumes until we reach there. I want also to wish my fellow leaders of the party, even those that are traveling across the different parts of the country, to come. We have a retreat of the FDC National Executive Committee that is starting tomorrow up to Friday. So we are going to be in a very serious engagement, discussing and planning for this country. And lastly, also to convey condolences to the students, the staff, and the management of Metropolitan International University for losing the founder and the chairperson of the Board of Trustees. Rest in peace, Honorable Matechi.
Before the blood spills out for the youth, let's go for Rwasa Mayinja with Dr. Joseph Serwada. I sign out.